just have to move over here now. Right here. Eventually, he'll be right here. Stand by. Oh, are you ready?
I guess.
Action.
I was scratching my back.
You said you were ready.
I didn't. I said I guess.
Whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi.
Good day. It has been a while.
It has been a while.
4 weeks.
It's her fault.
It's his fault.
Annie's fault.
Woo!
She's not here to defend herself.
She's under the table.
She's barking at us.
It is Sunday,
Sunday.
and we are going to do something fun today.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah, we are.
What are we going to do?
We are going to shoot a video and edit it.
That sounds like a lot of fun on a Sunday.
Yeah.
We're going to go grocery shopping at a Piggly Wiggly.
Yes,
Everybody
we
knows
are.
how much I love Piggly Wigglies,
Loves
too.
the Piggly Wigglies.
You know why? Well, I thought their store was good from the last one there in the Mississippi, Tupelo area. I just like to say the name, Piggly Wiggly. That's it. So when someone asks me, where'd you grocery shop? I can say Piggly Wiggly. Anyway, it has been a very long time since we've done a video. I am not going to apologize for it. It is tough out here when you're running hard, when Vince is the only one that can do editing because I do not know how to work the program.
She doesn't want to know how to work the program.
No. And then we threw in a vacation or two. My birthday weekend
That was fun.
Columbus. We went to the zoo, did some cooking, bonfire, that kind of thing. And then we went to Tijuana for Halloween. So it's hard to have life and live life normally for us and then also do videos. Not that we don't want to put out content for our viewers.
Takes a lot of time.
It's life.
It's a lot of work.
I know Expediter Boogie says he's the worst YouTuber out there because he struggles on getting those out, but
I think we give him a run for his money.
I think we give him a run for his money.
I think we do.
So, anyway.
And then, all in between the time, between playing, we've been working. We've been running hard. Lots of running.
Close to 5,000 miles in 4.5 days this week.
Just this week.
So,
Just
if
this
you want to
week.
do week to week, I think we'll have more than that after tomorrow's load.
Yes, tomorrow's
So,
load.
we are here in, what was it, Pretty Butterfly? I thought it was a leaf.
Yeah. Squirrel.
Westwego?
Westwego, I think that's right.
Westwego?
Yeah.
Louisiana. It's across the Mississippi River in New Orleans.
We were at the Bayou Signet,
Signet, I think is the way it's pronounced. Signet.
Yeah.
I want to say that's what it is.
State
We'll
Park.
put a picture in.
Will we?
Well, hopefully.
Okay.
You.
Yeah.
I took a picture of their
Cool.
sign out front.
Good deal.
At their state park, it does accept our vehicle, and it has been really nice not having the APU running. And it's just gorgeous. I mean, look at the view back here behind us. I know it's trees, but it's been really lovely. In the 70s, 75, 77, a little breezy. We had some heavy rains last night, but I think it's some outskirt remnants of, what are they calling it? Tropical Storm Etna?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't know.
So we want to bring you some information. We've had some questions sent to us from some viewers. They wanted us to touch base on a couple of topics, and so we thought we'd bring that to you today. As you know, Annie is a road dog. She runs the show out here. As much as Vince wants you to believe it's me, it's really Annie.
It's really her.
Annie.
Her.
Who's her?
Her.
So the question was brought, how do we incorporate Annie pit stops, playtime, vet visits, grooming visits, so on and so forth. And again, we can only share from our experience how that works. So Vince runs the day shift. He will take her out about every 3 hours. You make
3
a
hours
stop,
or so, yeah.
whether it be at a truck stop or a rest area, and allow her to have her time to use for potty. And then he also does playtime too with her. I think for him it's a little safer.
Yeah.
Because he does run the day shift to play. So he actually,
Hey.
you do that more than, I don't even do it. I mean, if I have downtime like this weekend, I'll play with her during the day. But if we're running our shifts, I will take her out at night. I try to stay close to, I only do it at truck stops. I don't do it at rest areas because I don't feel rest areas are lit with lights. So I'll do it at a truck stop, try to make sure I'm staying within view of the store and other people and in the lights. So that's how I would say we work bathroom
Yeah.
and playtime.
Yeah.
I don't play with her on the night shift just because I try to limit how much I'm either not in the store or in the truck at nighttime.
Well, it's
So-
harder to play with her at nighttime too, because you know, throwing a stick or throwing the ball for her, she can't see it.
Right.
You can't see what's out there, so it's harder.
Yeah.
I try and stop at a rest area or a truck stop with a nice grassy area, and on my half-hour break, I'll take the stick or ball out and throw for her, and she likes to have fun and get her exercise.
So you might get some background noise. We are right next to an airboat tour, and they've got an airboat starting up
We're right
now.
off one of the big levees, one of the canals, and they've got a tour going out, big airboat.
So there might be some background noise. Hopefully it won't drown us out too much.
And maybe we'll shoot some video of it. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
Vet visits. So that has been probably one of the most challenging things with her. Prior to coming out in July of 2019, our local vet was able to give her all of the shots required, like the boarding, kennel cough shot, all the extra shots you might need that you don't think of if you're just, outside of the rabies and your standard shots. So we wanted to make sure she was completely protected because there's so many other dogs that we encounter space with, truck stops and whatnot. We had to do follow-up shots because we weren't going to get back to Oregon. So I looked for another vet that we would be near, made sure I had all my records with us, and the next vet was happy to do follow-up shots. We've had to do an emergency trip with Annie. We found an emergency vet. Again, I had all of her records in hand. That's helpful. So anytime we've stopped and had to utilize a different vet, I always make sure I get copies of whatever transaction happened on Annie.
Annie's okay now after the emergency vet visit.
That was back in December.
I didn't do my stretches good enough apparently because I can't say vet visit.
So she'll need updated shots soon. So we will have to figure out where to make that stop happen, and of course I'll have all my records with us, and we'll make that happen. Grooming. I try to groom her as much as possible, brushing her daily.
Weekly.
I'm sorry, not daily. Weekly. Try to give her baths either in the truck. This weekend I was able to find a groomer who was able to get her in, and that's sometimes hard because groomers have slotted schedules. Definitely it would be a weekend most likely that we're able to make that happen. This weekend I found somebody, and so Annie actually had a spa day. So it can be challenging with her. So I hope that answers all the questions. Annie likes to get on and off the bed. It gets tiresome picking her up, especially if you're sleeping in the middle of the night.
Yeah, she can't quite make the jump from the floor to the bed.
So we have a plastic tote with snacks and goods and a tape measure and kind of all of our extra stuff that goes between the driver and the passenger seat. So during the daytime it's up there, and then at night we pull it close to the bed, and so she can jump on and off using that, and that's worked well for us. So we aren't using like a pet step ladder or something else that's going to take up room in the truck.
Yeah. And that way she can get up front. We would when we're stopped for the night, or when we're stopped and we're just not rolling, we put puppy pads down on the floor mats up front, and that's where she goes and takes care of business at night if we're not rolling.
She's potty trained on the puppy pads.
Right, and then she has her food and water down on the floor, so she'll only eat when we stop.
That's the
Strangely
way Annie
enough,
works.
That's how she works when we're stopped, and she can protect both of us at the same time. She'll hop down off the bed and she'll get her food and water and do her thing. And
that's a good point, because we talk about how hard it's been for us to adjust on the truck. She'll go days without eating. Drinking water she will, but she really likes it when the truck is stopped, like Vince was saying. Either we're sitting on the bed like as a couch watching TV, or we actually are in bed getting ready to fall asleep. She'll hop down and crunch her food. But I guess when you consider coming out here, it's not only a lifestyle change for you as humans, but for your pets,
Yeah.
Cats, whatever else you might have on the truck.
How do your pets do in a moving vehicle? And can they handle that for days on end when the vehicle stops only for fuel and half-hour break and
Right.
shift changes and keeps moving right after? So
The noises. Annie's not a big fan of the water or rain that comes up underneath the truck during heavy rains. She doesn't like it when it's raining on the roof. She gets a little scared or timid. So I guess you have to consider all of that when you're bringing a pet out on the road with you.
She used to not like the air brake. When you set the air brake, she didn't like that noise, and I think she still doesn't like it, but she tolerates it because she knows the truck's stopping and she gets to go pee.
Or go play ball. So I hope that answers your question on how we work with our furry pet. So another question is, I know this is totally off subject, not pet related, but again, I'm just answering some questions, or we're answering questions that y'all have asked. The question is, could we talk more about how we decide which loads to reject and why, and how or when you can go below the minimum rate set by Highfield? And if you do, what are the consequences? And I know that's really long and lengthy, but we will do our best to try to answer that here. So could we talk more about how we decide which loads to reject?
We look at loads from a lot of different perspectives. Loaded miles, deadhead miles, where it's delivering to, what part of the country it's delivering to, what the weather is like along our path, how many hours we have available on our clocks. What else do we look at? I'm looking at loads. Doesn't mean that a load going to a slow area or going through weather is a bad load automatically. We can certainly try and make it a better load, but if it doesn't suit what we need financially or location-wise, we're not afraid to turn that load down.
I would agree. I think those are everything. Our clock, our hours of service, weather, where it's going. So like North Dakota, that might be a concern, or,
Sure.
you know.
North Dakota in the middle of winter, yeah, probably not going to head up that way because we're going to deal with some pretty severe weather all the way along the route. I know that seems pretty simplistic as far as the criteria that we use, but it really truly depends on a lot of different factors whether a load is the right load or not. And again, we use those factors and we combine them a lot of times to make that decision. And it's hard to give a firm example because that criteria changes so much. I mean, you can give me the exact same load on a Monday afternoon.
I was just going to say that.
A week apart, and it's going to be a different load or a different experience both times. So it really does depend on, you know, the things we talked about. What's weather look like? Where's it going? What time of the week is it? What time of day is it? When's it deliver? Where is it deliver?
How much sleep maybe one of us have had
Sure,
or not had.
certainly. Those are all things that we look at for how we choose a load. As far as going below Panther's minimum,
Actually, this is Highfield.
well, I'm talking about Panther's minimum.
Okay, I agree.
We rarely take that into account as one of our primary criteria. We really look at how things suit us more than how things suit Panther, because if it doesn't suit our business, our needs, then it's not going to suit Highfield's business model either, because we are out here making money for Highfield as well. If it's a load going to a bad location and it's going to require us, or a slow location, and it's require us to deadhead a lot of miles, which sometimes they do, to get somewhere where we can get freight again, at the standard deadhead rate. Right now it's 24 cents a mile. If I've got to drive for 10 hours to get to a decent area, it's not paying me a whole lot of money to get there. It's not, and when I say a whole lot of money, I'm talking about, you know, $5 an hour, maybe $2.50 an hour for that 10 hours driving. And when I say $2.50, I mean $2.50. It's not worth my time or Highfield's fuel to take that run without getting something extra on that deadhead back out.
Good answer. Good answer. So it says, if you do, what are the consequences? I don't really think there's any consequences. Like you said, if it doesn't fit our business needs,
Right.
our business needs,
Sure.
Vince and Melissa's business needs monetarily, we just simply don't take it.
Yeah, and if we have to, we wait until they need our truck for something.
So next question would be, what shift pattern works for you and why? That's a great question because it seems to be coming up in our daily conversations recently with some new teams, with some existing teams, just on how everybody chooses a shift or maybe not a shift. I think you've mentioned there's some people who don't have a shift. They just kind of, I'm going to say willy-nilly, but I'm not sure how that works, only because Vince and I we've done a shift since the time we've got out here. We have adjusted our shifts multiple times.
Right. Well, we've stuck with 3 to 3 now, probably for the last year. Pretty solid.
But 3 to 3 works for us. So I do 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. and Vince does 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. And again, that's not a firm. It's not like it's 2:59 and I'm going to pull this truck over right here, right now, wherever it is. Who cares? It's a very flexible 3. I'd say we do a flexible between 3 and 5.
Yes.
So if you know how hours of service work, I guess that would make sense for you as to why we do 3 to 5. If you don't know how hours of service works, well, it's very hard to teach, and I know there's a lot of YouTube videos out there that might be able to explain that, but
yeah, it's hard to teach.
We are not going to explain it.
We're not going to.
Not unless you come on board.
On a basic level, you have 14 hours of on-duty time in which you can drive 11 hours. So in that 14 hours, you do have your pre-trip, your filling, your loading and unloading time that has to be on duty. So
And a break.
And a break, a half-hour break. So if you were to drive straight through and only stop for your half-hour break, you're still looking at 11 and a half hours out of that 12 hours that you're taking into account. So when you stop for a restroom break and you add all that stuff in, a 12-hour shift kind of makes sense, and we'll leave it at that. All right.
Of which, what are we driving actually though? Because I know you said
we're
12.
probably driving 10 and a half hours maybe.
Correct. Behind the wheel.
Behind the wheel, actually driving.
Right.
So we don't usually use the majority of that 11. We don't usually use all 11 hours. I think there have been a couple of times where we stopped with 10 minutes left on our 11-hour clock, but there were reasons behind that again we're not going to get into now because
Sure.
it's just.
I agree. Why it works well for us, so because that kind of seems to be, and again here comes another airboat. So apologies if it drowns us out a little bit. 3 to 3. I'm a night person to some degree. So I drive the night shift, but we were doing a 9 to 9 for a while, and there's something for me that happens between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. I call it my witching hour, and I was really struggling to stay awake. Vince is a morning person and usually is up pre-driving truck at 5 a.m. Usually, kind of his thing. So it made sense for us to switch our shift to kind of a 3 to 5. That one's a lot louder.
It is.
A 3 to 5 because he's up early and I can do the late shift. I'm also a better rallier. I can get a little sleep, so let's say 5 hours of sleep, and if we're going to go have breakfast or meet up with family or go on vacation, that 5 hours between maybe 4 a.m. and 8 or 9 in the morning, I could get up and be ready to be a trooper and go have fun for a day or visit with family. So Vince needs more sleep, and that's okay.
I do, and that's pretty obvious probably because I'm uglier than she is. And I need much more beauty sleep than she does. So
that's why we run the shift that we run. I think those were all the questions that we kind of had. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
Not that I can think of. I mean, I realize it's been a long time since we've done a video, but this.
I mean, do people want to know what kind of runs we've been running? I mean, I don't know what our
We've kind of been all over the place. I think
our viewers really want to know. I mean, I don't know what they want to know.
Our last one was probably one of the coolest ones we've done.
The last one we just...
Yeah, the one we just finished yesterday,
the shorty?
2 days ago. Yeah,
the New Orleans load?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
I think the reason that yesterday's, for me, was seeing a community come together and what it was about. So,
You want to talk about the load?
I know.
I mean, you haven't even told us.
I know.
You told them about the community, but not the load itself.
So we picked up canned goods donated by a large grocery franchise. 14,000 pounds of canned goods.
Yes.
And
lots of canned goods.
we delivered it to a church / local food pantry that they've got with their community in downtown New Orleans. And when I mean downtown, it was very tight, narrow roads downtown. But upon getting there, they had all of these volunteers ready to help unload all the canned goods. And it just, it was for their Thanksgiving baskets. And to know that Vince and I were a part of that, very, very rewarding.
And they didn't hesitate to jump in and help either. We had canned goods that were stacked 2 pallets on top of each other, and
Too heavy
the
for the
weight
lift
was
gate.
too heavy for the lift gate, so we had to unload some of that stuff off of the back of the truck. And they were happy to jump in and help unload until we got light enough that we could use the lift.
We've always felt that the freight that we run is always part of something bigger, whether it be car parts or paper products or whatever it might be. We always feel that we are part of something bigger, helping others. But yesterday's load was definitely something that got me in the feelers, and it was just really wonderful to do that load. So one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So yours too?
Mine too.
Yeah.
Mine too.
We got a little sweaty. I'm glad it was a cooler day here.
Oh yeah.
I'm so glad it was
a warm
cooler.
day, but it was cooler. We got a lot sweaty.
Breezy.
Yeah.
So
It was a good run.
we're just doing our thing, you know. It's what we do, and again, no apologies for the delay in videos. Just we're running loads, doing vacations, doing
Trying to stay busy.
what Vince and Mel do.
That's it.
So in fact, that noise you keep hearing, those airboats.
We're going to be on one later on today.
Yes, we
Yeah,
are.
in a couple hours.
So
Yeah.
I'm super excited about that.
That's going to
It'll
be
be a
fun.
firstie.
That's going to be fun, certainly.
So,
And then we get some more seafood at Perino's.
gosh, the seafood yesterday was delicious. We had oysters,
Oh my goodness.
2 different ways.
Boiled shrimp.
Not just shrimp,
Not
people.
just boiled shrimp. They don't just boil some water and dump the shrimp in.
And they're not just any shrimp.
They're not.
They're Gulf shrimp.
They're beautiful.
They are
Gulf
not
shrimp.
your Costco shrimp ring.
No.
That's all I gotta
They're
say.
not. They're yummy. They're yummy.
They're not Oregon shrimp. They're not. They're Gulf
beautiful
shrimp.
Gulf shrimp.
They're
so.
delicious. So, we are gonna go have fun. We're gonna do some shopping at Piggly Wiggly.
Yep.
Jet boat. Do some other chores before we have to return our rental car tomorrow morning, and then get back on the road. So, if you're interested in our lifestyle, which could include long hours, late nights,
Hold on. It will include long hours,
late nights,
lots of hard work.
learning how to sleep while the truck's moving on bumpy roads, because there are a lot of bumpy roads in this United States.
Yes, there are.
Learning how to live with someone in 100 square foot of living space. What else is out there? Keeping it real. Or if you want to camp at a campground and go on an airboat, so a little give and take. If you are interested, you will need your Class B CDL license. At least Class B. You can have a Class A.
And tanker endorsements.
Yes.
You need to have a teammate. Highfield will not pair people together. You will need to have a teammate, same household preferred.
Right, because again, it's that 100 square foot of living
Right.
space.
Yep.
Teammate. What else do you need?
The desire to live this lifestyle. Come out here on the road, work hard, play hard, and make a lot of money.
Yes. So if you're interested, hit us up. YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. And we hope you have a fabulous Sunday.
Don't leave money on the table.
No, not a good idea. All right. Bye. Yeah, I am.
Okay.
We're going to go glasses list? Less?
I'm just getting myself ready,
Ooh,
psyched up.
nice.
This is stuff they don't see beforehand usually.
I see.
Yeah, I'm just getting myself ready to go.
Go. Ooh.
Right.
La 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 la.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ee-oo, 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 ee-oo. No?
Yeah,
Wah,
that
wah,
works.
wah, wah.
Exactly. That works fine.
Gotta get loosened up. Oh, I like that one too.
Like that?
Yeah. Oh, stretches.
Yeah, exactly. Stretch it out.
All right. Game face on. You ready? What's your game face?
No?
No. Oh. Cut. 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 What's the cut? Don't you do the thing again?
No. Just like director just yells cut.
Cut.
And you gotta yell at somebody for screwing something up. and not doing something right.
The microphone wasn't working again.
Right.
Take 2.
Exactly.
There's shadows in the background. Gotta do it all.